Hello students, this is Ritvik Dubey, your computer teacher. In this video class, I will discuss about methods, which are also called as functions. Okay, let's start. So today's topic is methods, which are also called as functions, okay, in Java. What is a method or what is a function? Say, method or function is a sub-program. Okay, you can consider it as a small program which is defined within the main program. Okay, so that specific tasks can be executed. Clear? If you have a big program, very big program, so that big program can be divided into small modules by the help of method. So what is method? Method is a sub program which is defined within a main program. Okay, main program is the bigger program, the complete program. Okay, and what does it do? It executes a specific task. Okay, we write sort of statements. Okay, we write some statements within the body of the method. Then the same thing is written over here. A big program can be divided into modules by the help of methods, where each method will perform some task and it will contribute to the main program. Example, let us take an example. For example, a calculator program. Okay, the calculator program can have several methods for performing several tasks such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. Yes or no? Suppose I have created a class called public class calculator. Within the class, suppose if I have to perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, so what can I do? I can create separate methods. Okay, in the previous video class, I had already demonstrated that program to you, calculator program. Okay. Then basic structure of a method. Let us discuss about basic structure of a method. Say, first of all, there is a SS modifier, then non-SS modifier, return type, method name, parenthesis, and then curly bracket start and curly bracket close. Within the curly braces, we write the statements which are considered as body of the method. Let me give an example to you. Say, here the name of the method is add, okay, and public is the SS modifier, static is the non-SS modifier, void is the return type of the method, add is the name of the method, and then parenthesis and curly bracket is start and curly bracket close. And this here we will write the statements. All those statements will be considered as the body of the add method. Is it clear? Okay, so this public is SS modifier, static is non-SS modifier. So these are not compulsory. It depends upon situation and depends upon programmer desire. Okay, you can skip these two things, public and static. But we write, I will explain what is the importance of public, what is the importance of a static. Everything I will explain. As of now, just go through it. Then void is the return type. Is it necessary that every time it will be void? No. Okay, it can be int, it can be byte, it can be any type. Okay, it can be string, it can be array. So in the place of return type, we can put void as well as any other type. Okay, and then add is the name of the method, and this is the body of add method. Is this clear? So this is the basic structure of a method. This is the basic structure of a method. Okay, where we have SS modifier, non-SS modifier, return type, method name, parenthesis, and curly bracket start and curly bracket close. So this is the basic structure of a method. Here, what is the name of the method? Add. Okay, here the name of the method is add. Okay, two things related with methods or function. Okay, what are the two things which are related with method or function? The two things are method prototype and method signature. Okay, method signature and method prototype. Sir, what is the difference between method signature and method prototype? Okay, let me explain method signature first. See, a method signature consists only of the name of the method and the parameter types and their order. Clear? If the name of the method is add, okay, so add, that name will come under the method signature, and then the parenthesis and the parameters within the parenthesis and their order also. Clear? What is the meaning of order? If there are three parameters, int x, comma, byte y, comma, short z. So this is the order. First of all, int was there, and then byte, and then short. This is called as order. है ना? किस sequence में उनको रखा गया है? That is called as order. The modifiers means that public and static, and then return type. Return type means void or something else, and then throws close are not part of the signature. ठीक है? तो इसका मतलब जब मेथड सिग्नेचर की बात होगी तो मेथड सिग्नेचर में सिर्फ आपको दो चीजों पर फोकस करना है. क्या? मेथड का नाम और मेथड के पैरेंथेसिस के अंदर में कितने पैरामीटर्स हैं और किस ऑर्डर में उनको डिक्लेयर किया गया है. क्लियर? दिस इज कॉल्ड एज मेथड सिग्नेचर. Then method prototype. What is method prototype? It is the complete structure of the method except the method's body part. Okay, so the complete head part of the method is called as method prototype. Let me give you the example. Suppose if we have the method add, okay, so public static void add, then within the parenthesis I have declared three parameters. A is the first parameter, B is the second parameter, C is the third parameter, and all these three parameters are of type int. You can change the data type of the parameter. It depends upon you. I am just giving the example. And here curly bracket start and curly bracket close. Okay. So now you think, as I have already discussed, what is method signature and method prototype? Now you tell me what is method signature here. Okay, so in method signature, method name will come, and within the parenthesis, the parameter and their order, it will be taken into consideration. Okay, so this is called as method signature. This is called as method signature. And this complete head part, okay, except the body part, this complete head part will be considered as method prototype. Okay, method prototype. Then types of methods. Let us discuss about types of methods. Now, we cannot directly tell that the types of methods are bit number 1 this, bit number 2 that, bit number 3 this. Okay. There are some bases upon which the methods are classified. For example, what is the meaning of basis? I will tell you. See, if I have to classify the students of St. Mary's School, our school, okay, and the basis will be boys and girls. Okay, so boys will stand at the left side of the ground and girls will stand at the right side of the ground. So there the classification or division is on the basis of gender, that is boys and girls. Now if I change the basis group wise, group A, group B, group C, group D. Okay, so group A students will stand at the left side, then group B there, group C there, and group D there. Now, if I change the basis again on the basis of classes, okay, so class 1 students will stand here, class 2 students will stand here, class 3, and so on. Is it clear? So we can classify the things on the basis. Okay. Similarly, types of methods can be classified on 4 different bases. The first basis is on the basis of their availability. The second basis is there on the basis of their definition. The third basis is the basis of state of object they return. And the fourth basis also on the basis of type of task performed by them. Clear? Now, what is the meaning of this? I will tell. Don't worry. Just read this, that we can classify methods on 4 different bases. The first basis is on the basis of their availability. मतलब method कहाँ पर available है. On the basis of their definition, method को कैसे define किया जा रहा है ना? Method का prototype कैसा है? Okay, on the basis of their definition, or we can say on the basis of their heading part or prototype. And then on the basis of state of object, they return. What is the meaning of state of object? I will discuss. And what is returning? I will discuss. Don't worry. Just leave this now. and then on the basis of type of task performed by them. So these are the four bases. Now, if we talk about the very first basis, on the basis of their availability, then the methods are predefined methods and user defined methods. Okay, the methods are predefined methods and user defined methods. I will discuss, okay, what are predefined methods, what are user defined methods. Then on the basis of their definition, the methods are return type, void, and no parameter. Just give me a second. Yes, on the basis of their definition, the methods are return type will be void and they will have no parameter. Then the second one is return type will be void, but they will have parameter. Then the third case is return type will be apart from void. When I say apart from void, it means it can be byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, char, string, array, or any other type, either primitive or non-primitive. Okay, that is the meaning of apart from void. So a method's return type can be apart from void, and that method's parameter will be none. Okay, it will have no parameter. Then return type will be apart from void means that byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, char. Okay, apart from void मतलब void को छोड़ करके कुछ भी, और parameter होगा. Which parameter means parameter होगा. Then let us talk about the third basis. On the basis of state of object they return, methods are classified into two types: pure methods and impure methods. Pure methods are called as accessors and impure methods are called as mutators. Clear? Now, what is the meaning of pure method? Why they are called as accessors? What is the meaning of impure method? Why are they called as mutators? Everything I will explain, don't worry. Then, on the basis of type of task performed by them, procedural method, computational method, manipulative method. How to remember this? Physics, chemistry, mathematics. PCM. PCM. P for procedural methods, C for computational methods, M for manipulative method. Clear? Just remember this. It is very, very important for you all to know. Okay. Now let us start with the first one, predefined methods. Okay. Predefined methods. You can note it down. Note this. Okay, so types of methods on the basis of availability. मतलब वो मेथड कहां पर अवेलेबल हैं, कहां पर प्रेजेंट हैं, उसके हिसाब से मेथड्स दो प्रकार के हैं. फर्स्ट वन इज predefined methods and the second one is user defined methods. Okay, now what are predefined methods? नाम से ही पता चल रहा, पहले से ही डिफाइन किया गया मेथड. These are the inbuilt methods which are available in predefined classes, okay, or library classes we can say. So predefined methods are the inbuilt methods. Sir, what is the meaning of inbuilt method? जिस मेथड का बॉडी पार्ट हम डिसाइड नहीं करते, इनफैक्ट हेड पार्ट भी नहीं, हम सिर्फ उस मेथड को कॉल करते हैं, है ना. पहले से ही वो मेथड लाइब्रेरी क्लास के अंदर में मौजूद है, हम लोगों को सिर्फ उनको कॉल करके यूज करना है, उनको डिफाइन नहीं करना है. All those methods are called as predefined methods. So predefined methods are the inbuilt methods which have been defined within the predefined classes, or we can say library classes. For example, your next method. Have you ever defined next method? No, we have just used it. Have we ever defined next line method? No, we have just used it. ParseInt method, print method, when we write system.out.println. Println is a method, but what kind of method? Predefined method. पहले से ही वो मौजूद है ना. हमने उसके बॉडी पार्ट को डिसाइड नहीं किया, कि उसका डेफिनेशन हमने नहीं प्रोवाइड किया, वो पहले से ही लिखा गया है. So these methods are called as predefined methods. इसलिए कहा गया कि अवेलेबिलिटी के आधार पर, आधार मींस बेसिस, अवेलेबिलिटी के आधार पर मेथड्स दो प्रकार के हैं, predefined methods and user defined methods. Predefined methods वो methods हैं जो कि पहले से ही predefined classes में available है, हमको उनको define करने की जरूरत नहीं है, हमें सिर्फ उन methods को call करना है और use करना है. Clear? Clear? Okay. Then user defined methods. From the name itself we can say the methods which are defined by us, that is the programmer. Okay, so user defined methods are the methods which are defined by us within the class, that is program created by us. For example, if I will define add method, Okay, I can define calculate method, I can define find simple interest method, I can define display method. In fact, we define main method also. Okay, so all these methods are user defined methods. Why? Because they are defined by the programmer, by the developer. Okay, note, the public static void main string array args method is also user defined. Why? Because its body part is decided by us. Okay, all the statements written under the body of main method is decided by us or no. Okay, so it is also a user defined method. Always remember. The coding which is available in JVM, that JVM will search for the main method first, that is a different thing. But the definition part within the curly bracket, all those statements are given by the programmer, na? So we can say main method is a user defined method but not predefined. ठीक है? Types of methods on the basis of their definition. Types of methods on the basis of their definition. Return type void and no parameter. Okay. Return type void with parameter. Return type apart from void and no parameter. And then return type apart from void with parameter. वो जो क्लासिफिकेशन हम लोग ऑलरेडी देख लिए थे, अभी उस चीज के बारे में समझा रहा हूं. ओके, टाइप्स ऑफ मेथड्स ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ देयर डेफिनेशन. नाउ लेट अस कंसीडर द वेरी फर्स्ट वन. ओके, द वेरी फर्स्ट वन वेयर रिटर्न टाइप इज void and the method has no parameter. What is the example? See this example. In this example you can see public void m1. M1 is the name of the method, and then parenthesis, and then parenthesis. Okay, and then we have the body of the method. Clear? Now here you can see the return type is void, and can you find anything within the parenthesis? That means it is a non-parameterized method. So return type is void and parameter is none. There is no parameter. Okay, so this is the first, and this is how this method we can define. Yes or no? This is possible. The second way is the return type of the method will be void, but that method will be parameterized. Why? Because it will have some parameters. Example, see, public void m1, and then within parenthesis I have declared a parameter x with data type int, and this is the body of the method. Now you can differentiate these two methods, public, public, void, void, m1, m1. But what is the difference? This method is a parameterized method. Why? Because here one parameter is available with name x and type int. Here no parameter is available. So this is the way in which we can define a method, and this is also a way in which we can define the method. It depends upon the requirement. Okay, it depends upon the requirement. What is our requirement? Then the third one is return type will be apart from void, and the method will have no parameter. Public int m1. Okay, and then body of the method. You can see public, in place of void I have put int, but it can be byte or short or int or long, float, double, boolean, char, okay, string, array, anything. Okay, so apart from void means void को छोड़ के कुछ भी डेटा टाइप यहाँ पे रहेगा, उसको डेटा टाइप नहीं कहते हैं, रिटर्न टाइप कहा जाता है. जब मेथड के हेड पार्ट में void के जगह कुछ भी लिखा रहता है, बाइट, शॉर्ट, इंट, लॉन्ग, फ्लोट, डबल, बूलियन, कैर, स्ट्रिंग, तो उसको वहां पे डेटा टाइप नहीं कहते हैं बच्चों. क्या कहते हैं? रिटर्न टाइप ऑफ द मेथड. नाउ व्हाई is it called as the return type of the method? I will explain, don't worry. Clear? Okay, then return type, the fourth one is return type apart from void with parameter. With parameter. Clear? Example is public int m1. You can see the return type of the method is apart from void, that is int, and this method is a parameterized method also. So we can define the methods in these four ways. Yes or no? Okay, the first example, see, the return type is void and the method has no parameter. Second one, the return type is void and the method has a parameter. Okay, it can be more than one parameter also. Then number three, the method has return type apart from void, that is int in this case, and with no parameter. And then in the fourth case, the method's return type is int, okay, which is apart from void, and the method has one parameter. You can increase the number of parameters. Okay, is this clear? So today in this video we have discussed the classification of methods on two bases. Now more two bases are left, okay, that we will discuss in other class, but let me show it to you practically. Listen. Yes, this one. See, types of methods on the basis of availability finished, on the basis of their definition finished. हम लोग ये दोनों खत्म कर लिए हैं और इससे रिलेटेड अभी मैं ब्लूजे में आप लोगों को एग्जांपल दिखा करके समझा दूंगा. Then these two bases will be left: pure methods, impure methods, procedural, computational, manipulative. First of all, I will complete this one and then this one. Okay, let me show. Let me open BlueJ. Create a class, give any name. Okay, double click over it, maximize it. Control A is the shortcut key to select all, and then backspace. Then P UBLIC, public class demo, public class demo. Okay, PUBLIC, public VOID, void DISPLAY, display, public void display. Then system dot out dot println, system dot out dot println hello students, STUDENTS, hello students. Clear? Now if I compile this program, cannot find, oh, there is a mistake, println. Yes, no syntax error. Now you tell me, in this program, on the basis of availability, there are two methods we know. On the basis of availability, predefined method and user-defined method. So in this program, tell me the method which is predefined, or you think, okay, and think about the method which is user-defined. Clearly we can see the println is a method, yes or no, parenthesis start and close, and it is taking a string argument here. Okay, so println is a predefined method because we are not defining it here. We are just calling it by the use of dot operator. By writing system dot out dot, we are able to access println method. Okay, just by writing system dot out dot, we are able to write println method. In some other video, I will tell you why we are writing system dot out. Okay, as of now, just remember that we write system dot out dot and then access the println method. Okay, so println method is not defined by us, so it is a predefined method. But display method, you can see the head part is defined by me, the body part is defined by me. So display method is a user-defined method. Display method is a user-defined method. Clear? Okay, so the first basis is complete, I feel. On the basis of availability, the function or methods are of two types: predefined methods and user-defined methods. Clear? Okay, then second, on the basis of their definition or how they are defined. See, you can see here the method's return type is void, okay, and it has no parameter. Let me write here M1, okay, and then let me copy this and paste it here. Paste. So what is the shortcut key to minimize the font? Press the control key and minus. And if you will do control, press the control key and plus, the font size will increase. Okay. Now let me reduce it. Yes. So you can see there are four methods. Yes or no? There are four methods. The first methods, okay, let me change the name also. Public void M2, public void M3, and public void M4. Static is optional. Okay, you can put a static, it depends upon you. What is the significance of static? I will prepare a separate video for that, don't worry. Okay, then public void M1, the return type is void and no parameter. Return type is void. Let me put one parameter here, int x. Then let me change the return type and make it int. You can type byte, short, anything. Okay, so return type int and no parameter, and then the return type int with parameter int x. You can write anything else, int y. Control K, no syntax. Return statement, yes. if we give the return type apart from void, it becomes compulsory for us to return a value at the last. Okay, return, let me return any integer value, 10, return 10. Okay, return 10. Then let me return any value, you can return any integer value. Let me return 12. Sir, why are you returning only 10? Are you can return any integer value. Okay, sir, why are you returning 12 only? You can return any integer value. Okay, so if the return type is void, the return statement is not compulsory. But if the return type is apart from void, at the last within the body of the method we will have to return a value, and that values type should match with the type, I mean return type of the method. ठीक है, अगर मेथड का रिटर्न टाइप अगर वॉइड होगा तो उस मेथड के अंदर में कोई वैल्यू को रिटर्न करने की जरूरत नहीं है। लेकिन अगर किसी मेथड का रिटर्न टाइप, देखो मेथड का रिटर्न टाइप अगर वॉइड है तो उस मेथड के बॉडी के अंदर से कोई भी वैल्यू को रिटर्न करने की जरूरत नहीं है। Okay, but if the return type is apart from void, it is compulsory for us to return a value. Okay, and the data type of the value should be same as the return type of the method. अब यहाँ पे मैं 10.0 लिखूंगा तो एरर आ जाएगा। Okay, incompatible types possible lossy conversion from double to int. तो अगर रिटर्न टाइप अगर int है तो हम लोग इंटीजर वैल्यू ही रिटर्न कर सकते हैं। आया समझ में? यहाँ पे आप देखो 4 प्रकार से डिफाइन किया हुआ है। क्या ये एक मेथड है जिसका रिटर्न टाइप वॉइड है और इसका पैरामीटर नहीं है। इस मेथड का रिटर्न टाइप वॉइड है, पैरामीटर है। इस मेथड का रिटर्न टाइप इंट है, पैरामीटर नहीं है। और इस मेथड का रिटर्न टाइप इंट है और पैरामीटर है। क्लियर ना? क्लियर? ओके, सो दिस इज व्हाट आई वाज शोइंग टू यू। वेयर इज दैट? Where is that Excel file? Java and BlueJ methods. Methods in Java. This one. So these 4 types are clear, I feel. These 4 types is clear, and this one. Okay, so in this video class, I have given you the example of predefined method, user-defined method. Okay, and then these 4 types. And we have discussed if the method's return type is void, it does not have to return any value. But if the return type is apart from void, then we will have to return a value from within the method. Clear? Clear? Okay, let me write one program for you all to make it more understandable, to make the things more understandable. Okay, just simple program. Okay, just a simple program. PUBLIC, public class adder, public class adder. PUBLIC, public void add, or display sum, public void display sum, and it will take 2 parameter int n1, n1 means number 1, and int n2, n2 means number 2. Control Shift I, Control Shift I, Control Shift I is the shortcut key to indent. Okay, then let me write here int sum is equal to n1. Which n1? This n1. Who will give the value to n1? The person who will call display sum method. Okay, so n1 plus n2. Now you know most of the students, after declaring n1 and n2 here, they once again write int n1 is equal to 10 and int n2 is equal to 20. Array. If you have declared the parameter at the method's head part, okay, n1 and n2 will get the value. From which person? The person who will call display sum method. Now, what is the requirement of declaring it once again and initializing with a value? Then what is the need of parameter? यहाँ पर ये पैरामीटर देने का मतलब ही वही है कि वैल्यू किससे मिलेगा? जो डिस्प्ले सम मेथड को कॉल करेगा उसको ये 2 वैल्यू देना पड़ेगा। पहला वैल्यू आ जाएगा n1 में, दूसरा वैल्यू आ जाएगा n2 में। तो फिर दोबारा से इसको करने का जरूरत क्या है? बहुत बच्चे इसमें मिस्टेक करते हैं। सो प्लीज डू नॉट रिपीट दिस। ओके, So int sum is equal to n1 plus n2. Then system dot out dot println, system dot out dot println. Let me display the message. The sum of concatenation sign n1, concatenation sign, and concatenation sign n2, concatenation sign is sum, is sum. Now let me compile this. A class or package with this name already exists. Let me change the name. Public class CALC, sum finder, yes. SUMFINDER, sum finder. Okay, compile, no syntax error. Then let me close it and I will have to create the object. You can see here, if I right click over the class, that method is not visible. Why? Because this method is non-static. Non-static methods are also called as object level method. Means they will be assessed by object only. Now how to create object using BlueJ interface? Right click, new sum. You can change the name of the object here also. Okay, and then this red color signifies the object. Right click and then you will get the display sum method. When I call, see, directly I'm not getting the output. Because the method is parameterized, I will have to pass the value for n1 and n2. What are n1 and n2? n1 and n2 are the formal parameters. Okay, the parameters which are declared at the method's head part are called as formal parameter, and the value which we pass are called as arguments. मैं फिर से रिपीट करना चाहता हूं, n1 और n2 कहां पे डिक्लेयर किए थे हम लोग? डिस्प्ले सम मेथड के हेड पार्ट में. तो n1 n2 को फॉर्मल पैरामीटर कहा जाएगा और उसमें जो वैल्यूज हम लोग पास जब भी करेंगे 10 और 20, तो 10 20 को आर्ग्यूमेंट्स कहा जाता है बच्चों. क्या कहा जाता है? आर्ग्यूमेंट्स. नाउ इफ आई क्लिक ऑन ओके बटन, आई गेट द मैसेज द सम ऑफ 10 and 20 is 30. The sum of 10 and 20 is 30. Clear? Now what if I change it to int? I will get error. Missing return statement. Why? Because if the return type of the method is apart from void, it becomes compulsory for the programmer to return a value. Okay, now we should not display this. Okay, let us not display this. I will return. What I will return? I will return SUM. So if this method is returning the sum, what should be the name of the method? Display sum or get sum? Get sum. Sir, if I will not change, nothing will happen, but there should be some meaning. Na? Now the method is returning the sum. So in such case, you need to give the name get sum. उस समय डिस्प्ले सम क्यों दिए थे? देखो, डिस्प्ले सम दो, गेट सम दो, नाम चेंज करने से मतलब ऐसा कुछ होने वाला एरर नहीं आएगा, लेकिन नाम मेथड का देखने से पता चलना चाहिए कि मेथड कर क्या रहा है. तो उस समय वही डिस्प्ले सम मेथड सम को फाइंड करके डिस्प्ले कर रहा था. लेकिन इस केस में क्या है, कोई कॉल करेगा तो उसको सम चाहिए. जिसको चाहिए तो वो कौन से मेथड को कॉल करेगा? गेट सम. तो गेट सम मेथड को कॉल करते समय उसको दो वैल्यू पास करना पड़ेगा. ये मेथड करेगा क्या? वो दो वैल्यूज को ऐड करके सम में स्टोर कर देगा और रिटर्न कर देगा सम. क्लियर? नाउ लेट मी शो इट टू यू. सी, नो सिंटैक्स एरर. क्लोज, राइट क्लिक. Let me create the object because the method is non-static. Right click, get sum. I have to pass the values. See, 10 and then 20. Just before few seconds I told you, or few minutes I told you, what are 10 and 20? 10 and 20 are called as the arguments. And what are n1 and n2 called? N1 and n2 are called as formal parameters. These are called as actual parameters and these are called as formal parameters. Actual parameters are also called as arguments. Okay, actual parameters are also called as arguments. Anyway, leave it. Now, if I click on OK, here only I am getting the result 30. You can see a blue color box. So 10 plus 20 is 30. I am not getting the output screen. Why I am not getting the output screen? Because nowhere within the program I have written system.out.println. Okay, nowhere I have written system.out.println. So I will not get the output screen. I will get the result in this area only. If I write 45 tab 60, so it is 105. See, I see, we can see the result here only, 105. Now, sir, I do not want to change the structure of this method, but I want to display the return some value in the output screen. In such case, my dear student, you will have to define which method? Main method public static void main capital string string array space args, and then you will have to create the object because you cannot call get some method directly. Okay, let me give 10 and 20. Here I will get error. What error? Non-static method get some int cannot be referenced from a static context. है ना, गेट सम मेथड क्या है? नॉन स्टैटिक है, इसको स्टैटिक मेथड के बॉडी के अंदर से कंपाइल करने से कंपाइलर एक थप्पड़ मारेगा. सी, नॉन स्टैटिक मेथड गेट सम int it cannot be referenced from a static context. Okay, so for this reason I will have to create the object of the class whose getsum is the member. So getsum method is the member of which class? Sum finder. Let me create the object sum sum finder sum finder sfobj. Sfobj means sum finder object. What is the meaning of sfobj? Sfobj means sum finder object. You can give xyz, but I always teach my students to give meaningful name. Okay, new sum finder, new sum finder. This is the object, and then let me call the get sum method by using sf sum finder obj dot. Now I will not get any error. Clear? Now let me, now also I will not get the output screen. See, right click, let me call the main method. Sir, I am not getting the output screen. How can you get the output screen if system.out.println is not written? Okay, so I will have to write here is equal to, and then s, sorry, and then s, and what should be the data type of int? S int. So confused. See, when you are calling the getsum method, since getsum method is a parameterized method, this value 10 is being received by n1 and this value 20 is being received by n2. Yes or no? So n1 plus n2 means 10 plus 20, 30 is getting stored in sum, and this method is returning sum. Okay. Now where this value will get returned? To the same location from where the method was called. ठीक है, जब आपने गेटसम मेथड को कॉल किया, ऑब्जेक्ट से कॉल किया, वो तो दूसरा कॉन्सेप्ट है, क्योंकि वो नॉन स्टैटिक था बोल करके आपको ऑब्जेक्ट बनाना पड़ा और ऑब्जेक्ट से कॉल करना पड़ा, वो डिफरेंट कॉन्सेप्ट है. मैं कह रहा हूं कि रिटर्निंग ऑफ द वैल्यू के ऊपर फोकस कराना चाह रहा हूं. सी, द वैल्यू 10 इसको किसने रिसीव किया? n1 ने. वैल्यू 20 को रिसीव किसने किया? n2 ने. क्यों? क्योंकि आप मेथड को कॉल कर रहे हो, तो कंट्रोल कहां चला जाएगा? मेथड के पास. किस मेथड के पास? उसी मेथड के पास जिसको आप कॉल कर रहे हो. तो n1 plus n2 means 10 plus 20, 10 plus 20, 30 will be stored in sum. और ये मेथड कर क्या रहा है? सम को डिस्प्ले नहीं कर रहा, सम को रिटर्न कर रहा है. रिटर्न करने का मतलब समझो बच्चों, वो जो सम का वैल्यू 30 वो वापस वहीं चला जाएगा जहां से उस मेथड को कॉल किया गया था. मतलब जितना एरिया आपको पीला कलर का दिखाई दे रहा है, यहाँ पे एज्यूम करो कि 30 आ गया. अब वो 30 लटकता रहेगा ना, इसलिए मैंने उसको कहां पे स्टोर करा दिया? एस में. यू कैन टेक एनी वेरिएबल नेम एक्स वाई जेड, आई हैव टेकन एस. एस क्योंकि सम. और उसका डेटा टाइप क्या होना चाहिए? किस प्रकार का वैल्यू रिटर्न होकर के आ रहा है? इस मेथड से किस प्रकार का वैल्यू रिटर्न होकर के आ रहा है? व्हाट काइंड ऑफ वैल्यू इज गेटिंग रिटर्न हियर? Integer type value, so the data type of s will be int. Now here I can display system dot out dot print println, system dot out dot println what? The sum is equal to concatenation sign s. Sir, why s? Why not sum? Because the variable that you have chosen here is s. Clear? Now let me compile this. No syntax error. Close. Right click. Main method. Okay. See, the sum is equal to 30. Now let me compile once again. Maybe the value changes. The sum is equal to 30. So we will execute it for 1000 number of times. Even if we execute it for 1000 number of times, we will get the same output, that is 30. That is 30. Yes or no? Now what can we do? We should create the object of buffer reader and call the read line method. Okay, so that we can take the number from the user within the output screen only. Yes or no? So let me create it. Let me create it. BUFFERED READER buffered reader. BR is equal to new BUFFERED READER READER, and then new INPUT STREAM READER, and then system.in. Okay. Now I will have to display a message. What message? System.out.println. Enter two integer values. Enter two INTEGER integer VALUES. ठीक है, बहुत बच्चे लोग मिस्टेक करते हैं कि वो मैसेज नहीं लिखते हैं रीड लाइन मेथड को कॉल करने के पहले लिखना, ठीक है, नहीं तो खुलेगा ही नहीं आउटपुट स्क्रीन. Enter two integer values. Now the first integer value I will take by the help of read line method. But read line method is a method of which class? Buffer reader. Static or non-static? Non-static. Non-static means object level. So I will have to call the read line method using BR object. Now that value, even though the user will give, user will give in integer format, but that value will come in string format. Okay, so I will have to write here parse int. Okay, और parse int के अंदर में br.readline मेथड को डाल देना है. लेकिन parse int मेथड भी तो प्रीडिफाइंड मेथड कौन से क्लास का? इंटीजर रैपर क्लास का, स्टैटिक, इसलिए क्लास नेम से कॉल करेंगे. INTEGER integer.parseInt. ठीक है, और वो जो वैल्यू आएगा उस वैल्यू को मैं स्टोर कर दूंगा किस पे? num1 पे स्टोर कर दूंगा. इसका टाइप int ले लेते हैं, ठीक है, और यहाँ पे सेमीकोलन देना नहीं भूलना. Now let me copy this. Okay, let me copy this and let me paste it here. Okay, and let me make it num2. Now while calling the object get some method, now I can pass in place of 10 I can pass num1, and in place of 20 I can pass num2. तो पहले 10 20 पास कर रहे तो बार बार क्या आ रहा था? 30 30 30. अब क्या होगा? पहले यूजर से मांगेगा हमारा प्रोग्राम कि भैया दो वैल्यू दो. पहला वैल्यू स्टोर होगा num1 में, दूसरा वैल्यू स्टोर होगा num2 में, एंड देन the result will be, I mean that number num1 and num2, those values will be received by n1 and n2. ठीक है, यहाँ पे सम वो कैलकुलेट करेगा और रिटर्न करेगा. जो रिटर्न करेगा वो यहाँ पर आएगा, and that will get stored in S. Okay, and then the sum is equal to S. Sum is equal to S. Okay, the sum is equal to S. Clear? Now, buffer reader is the class of java.io package. For that, we will have to write here what? import import java.io.star. And since we are calling the read line method from within the body of main method, so at the head part of main method, I will have to write throws io exception. Now let me compile. No syntax error. Okay, close, right click, void main. Okay, now enter two integer values 45 and 65, so it is 110. Now let me execute it once again. 22 130, so it will be 152. Clear na? So you can see in this class how many methods are there. The first method get some method and the second method is main method. No, incorrect. In this class, the methods are get some method is the first method. Main method is the second method. Okay. Then parse int method is the third method. Read line method is the fourth method. Println method is the fifth method. Okay. So get some method is a user defined method. Why? Because the body part is decided by the programmer. I have defined it. So it is user defined. Main method is user defined. Why? Because all these statements are written by me, the programmer. Okay, so main method is a user defined method. But what about this parse int method? Okay, parse int method is a प्री-डिफाइंड मेथड. पहले से ही डिफाइन है, हम लोग सिर्फ कॉल कर रहे हैं यूजिंग डॉट ऑपरेटर. रीड लाइन मेथड इज अ प्री-डिफाइंड मेथड. वी आर जस्ट यूजिंग इट बाय कॉलिंग इट बाय यूजिंग डॉट ऑपरेटर. प्रिंटलन मेथड इज अ प्री-डिफाइंड मेथड. ओके, we are not defining it, we are just calling it by the use of dot operator. So I hope you got something, please practice it, watch the video again. If you have any doubt, please ask. Okay, because leaving any doubt will act as a slow poison. Afterwards, you will face lot of problems. If you find any doubt, silly doubt, please ask. Okay, so in other video class, I will discuss about those two bases and the types of methods upon based upon those two bases. Okay, so thank you so much for watching my video class. Bye bye, take care.